Hello kids, I am your teacher Mrs. Hiral Gaur and we are going to learn our new academic through our first chapter from Honeysuckle, Who Did Patrick's Homework. But before that, I want to inform you that we have two textbooks in our new academic session. First is Honeysuckle and second is Pact with the Sun. Right now we are going from our Honeysuckle textbook's first lesson, Who Did Patrick's Homework? Written by Anne Carroll Murray. Earlier she was writing with her name Anne Murray, but later on she started to write Carroll Moore, and her birth date 12th July 1871. She died in 20th January 1961. Her nationality was American. Now in this story there are two characters. First is Patrick and second is an elf, a man of a tiniest size. This is a wonderful story which has presented a magical realism. Magical realism means something that is not magic but a belief in a beautiful manner. A boy Patrick who gets inspired and feels propelled to work hard by an imaginary elf. So now we are going through our story. Patrick never did homework. Too boring, he said. He played hockey and basketball and Nintendo instead. His teachers told him, Patrick, do your homework or you won't learn a thing. And it's true. Sometimes he did feel like an ignoramus, but what could he do? He hated homework. Now in the first paragraph, Patrick never did his homework because he found it is too boring. Instead of, he played outdoor games like a hockey, basketball, and he also liked to play video game like a Nintendo. His teacher warned him again and again, Patrick, complete your homework, otherwise you won't be able to learn anything. And it was a fact, because sometimes he used to feel like an ignorant person who was completely helpless in this regard. He had no interest in study and homework. All of a sudden, he said to the tiny man, okay, I will save you. But you have to do my one work. Only on a condition that I will save you if you do all my homework till the end of the semester. And our semester is almost 35 days. If you do enough good job and if I got A grades in all my subjects, I will make you free. The little man's face wrinkled. Like a dishcloth thrown in the hamper, he kicked his legs and doubled his fist, and he grimaced and scowled and pursed his lips. Oh, am I cursed? But I'll do it. Now, but obvious, when we are hearing about homework, and homework especially not our homework, it is from the another people, and we have to do someone else's homework, so it is completely headache for us. Little man also wrinkled his face. He's feeling like a kitchen cloth. He's literally feeling like a thrown kitchen cloth, waste kitchen cloth. He kicked his legs and doubled his fist and grimaced. Almost he was disagree with all this thing. With a very disgust and anger with very disgust and anger expression, he gave his disapproval for the condition. He almost doubled his fist and kicked his leg. दोनों हाथ की मुट्ठियां बंद करके अपने पांव जमीन पे मारते हुए he was say, am I cursed? He was feel like कि उसको किसी ने श्राप दे दिया होमवर्क करने का. Now, and true to his word, the little man began to do Patrick's homework. Except there was one glitch. The elf didn't always know what to do for him. Addition, subtraction, division and fractions. So Patrick had to sit next to him to guide him. Even he didn't know anything about human history. We know very well that he was elf. So it was completely blank about history. He don't know what is human history. So he was completely blank about it. He must say that history is completely history for him. Thus he screamed at Patrick to visit the library, get him more and more books and help him to read as well. As a matter of fact, every day in every way that little elf was a nag. Patrick was working harder than ever, and was it a drag? He was staying up nights he had never felt so weary, was going to school with his eyes puffed and blurry. Now this is the time actually the little man was troubling, complaining or asking Patrick to do something or other thing all the time. He was become nag. Nag means a person who was complaining every time. Like a complaint box. In each and everything, he was complaining. With a little thing, he is coming to complain to the another person. Elf become a complaint box, a nag. Now, Patrick was not able to sleep proper. He was awake for all night together. He had never felt so tired before, and he was going to school with his dull looking eyes. Puffed eyes means a swell face and puffy eyes. Blurry means a weak and dull face because of the tiredness. Finally, the last day of the school arrived and the elf was free to go. As for homework, there was no more. So he slyly slipped out of the back door. Finally, the last day of the school arrived and elf had completely free to go, as there was no more homework to do. So without speaking anything, in a secretive manner, he moved out from the back door. He thought in his mind, finally I am free. Now, Patrick got his A's. His classmates were amazed. His teachers smiled and were full of praise. And his parents wondered what had happened to Patrick. He was now the model kid who cleaned his room. He did his chores, was cheerful, never rude, like he had developed a whole new attitude. Now, Patrick scored A grades in all his subjects. Means he set an example for everyone. In playground, he was A1 before that, and now in study. So, he set an example for everyone. Child who cleaned up his room himself, he did all his work, become a polite kid. Now he was never rude like before. Now he was completely good kid. In the concluding, you see, in the end, Patrick still thought he had made that tiny man to do all his homework. But I'll share a secret just between you and me. It wasn't the elf. Patrick had done it himself. Now, in the end of the story, the writer wants to tell us something. She tells us the elf, it was not the elf but Patrick himself who did his homework. The elf is just prepared him to do everything. Now in the end, I want to tell you a very small thing, kids, in a very small sentence. Self-help is the best help. No other can help better than ourselves. So this is the end of the story.